As it was showing back in the video, today's video is what if Chi-Chi was a Saiyan. So let's begin. So I feel like Fasha would be Chi-Chi's mother, and the Saiyan planet still gets destroyed. So Chi-Chi is trained by the Ox King. Right, so she's trained by the Ox King. So Chi-Chi and the Ox King, the origin is they had tried to have a child, but they failed, so Chi-Chi landed on Ox Mountain. So Chi-Chi, as a child, wanted to become martial artist and become stronger, and she still hit her head because otherwise she just destroys the planet. So Chi-Chi still is trained by the Ox King because the Ox King is a student of Master Roshi, former student of Master Roshi, and Chi-Chi trains to get stronger. Now, when Chi-Chi would turn into an Azara, the thing is, the Ox King has his axe, so I kind of think he would cut his hair off. Now, does he die in the same way? So, before Chi-Chi can annihilate the Ox King remembers seeing Gohan as a special boy with a tail, and he must realize that this is the transformation that Chi-Chi turns into. The Ox King is able to cut Chi-Chi's tail off. Chi-Chi and the Ox King have trained for about a decade at this point, and while Chi-Chi is strong, she doesn't know any key attacks. So the first big change is when Yamcha and Puar still arrive, and because Chi-Chi is much stronger, she's able to hold her own against Yamcha, so she isn't knocked out, and Yamcha still flees the scene, so there isn't any miscommunication for the future. In Master Roshi's case, he still uses the Kamehameha, with Chi-Chi also being able to perfect it, destroying it, just perfecting it, getting a hole in the mountain. Master Roshi, interested in Chi-Chi and Goku, decides to train them both, but Chi-Chi decides to go along with Goku to help him in his journey. Chi-Chi decides to go with Master Roshi, train with him, and Goku and Bulma still meet Yamcha and Puar as a result. So Krillin still joins Master Roshi's training with Chi-Chi, and Yamcha trains by himself. In the 25th tournament, the events play the same, with Chi-Chi replacing Ranfan. It's Krillin versus Bacterian, Yamcha versus Jackie Chun, Chi-Chi versus Ranfan, Nam, and Goku versus Giran. So the matches play the same, with Krillin being a lot stronger, but he beats Bacterian. Yamcha still loses to Master Roshi, unfortunately in the same fashion. And Chi-Chi defeats Nam, and Nam still gets the reward money and water from Master Roshi. He helps Nam like in the original, and Yamcha drops his suspicions of Master Roshi. Chi-Chi and Goku fight for a long time, and although Goku won against Nam, Chi-Chi's a lot stronger. Now, I kind of think Chi-Chi wins. Let me explain why. Chi-Chi's trained for a long time with her father. Now, Goku only trained with Gohan for maybe, a few years? And he didn't know the Kamehameha, right? Chi-Chi is still a gifted martial artist. The thing is, Chi-Chi trained with the Ox King all that time, so I think she wins the challenge. I think she wins the battle here. I think she beats Goku, which gives Goku more motivation to actually win in the next tournament, and Krillin beats is defeated by Roshi. Then the events play the same. Master Roshi still defeating Chi-Chi and giving them the lesson on how there's always a stronger opponent. And I'll put Noah up here as well, because he'll be important. So next off we have for the Z Fighters is a P-Off saga, which is already gone. The Red Ribbon Army arc, Goku would still get the Dragon Ball for his grandpa, Chi-Chi and Krillin going back to train Master Roshi. Because Yamcha would have seen Chi-Chi and Krillin and Roshi, he would ask Roshi to train him, so he would have even more height motivation to get stronger. I think Boris still gets killed. And I think Goku still meets Tsuno, and Tao is eventually, and I think Goku then goes into defeats the Ren Army like normal, and he's able to defeat Mercenary Tao. Like he does in the original timeline, Goku still fights Tao, but Tao uses the Ren Army, Goku defeats him. So now we have the Baba tournament. Chi replaces, well, he puts skill in, but she replaces Beatfoot and War. So she defeats Fangs, and she gets up until the Spike the Devil Man, where I think Chi-Chi will be able to defeat him, but she loses to Grandpa Gohan, and Goku still loses to him in the same fashion, and he still wins that. Not sure why the King Piccolo means there. So, in the 22nd tournament arc, Nam still loses to Tien. Chi-Chi gets into the tournament with Goku, Yamcha, Krillin. But the significant thing is I think Chi-Chi would beat Manble because Palmport actually has some martial arts training. He actually has some skill, where Manble is just he is strong, but he's not on the same level as Palmport in my opinion. So this means Chi-Chi would have to go up against Master Roshi, and King Chopper still loses. Now, because Chi-Chi is a lot stronger and everyone's surpassed Master Roshi in the original timeline, there's no reason for me to believe that Chi-Chi will be able to win this fight. So the battle would go a bit like this. It'd be firm Europe, it'd go really fast, Chi-Chi would hold on against Master Roshi. I think in the end, Master Roshi would be defeated and still give that speech to Tien. Yamcha and Tien's battle is a lot closer, but I expect Tien still winning that fight. Goku against Krillin and Chi-Chi against Tien. I think Tien uses a Tri-Beam to destroy the arena and barely gets out Chi-Chi. Which, something to keep in mind, is Tien would have lost that fight in my opinion, as Chi-Chi and Goku are much stronger and they're a little bit stronger than... She's a bit stronger than Tien, but she doesn't have a variety of techniques like he does. So this is kind of hard. But I would have to assume Tien wins that fight. And then Tien still wins the tournament. And then we have to talk about the King Piccolo saga. So, Krillin still gets killed, and Master Roshi takes Chi-Chi instead of Chaozu in this timeline because Chi-Chi is much stronger. Chi-Chi and Goku still have their attraction, and Chi-Chi will go to Goku to try and help him. The events of these two fighters play the same. Chaozu and Master Roshi are still killed like normal, and there's no reason for that not to go down the same way. I think in this Yajirobe still kills Symbol, and they fight Yajirobe. Korin trains Chi-Chi and Goku still can shot the Lion Water because it's pure heart. I expect Chi-Chi would also be doing this as well because she is pure heart like Goku. So they both defeat King Piccolo. Chi-Chi defeats Grom and Goku defeats King Piccolo. So Goku has a much easier time against the King Piccolo henchmen. And King Chopper, Nan, Girin, all them still revived. In the 23rd tournament, King Chopper loses, and Chaozu loses his spot, and of course Chi-Chi was the original. So now everybody that was here is in the tournament. So, there is a difference here, and that's Chi-Chi. So she ends up fighting Goku. Now Goku and Chi-Chi both trained in Korin's Tower for many years. And Yamcha, the thing is, Hero doesn't participate in the tournament. Yajirobe now qualifies. Because there are two strong warriors who are going to be able to defeat Piccolo Jr. There he is, Piccolo Jr. So, there's no reason for Kami not to enter the tournament. So the first match remains the same, and Tien is able to defeat Tao. The second fight is between Chi-Chi and Goku. Now this is really hard because they're both very strong, but I think in the end, despite this, I believe Goku would come out on top. Krillin against Piccolo. Piccolo still wins, and Yamcha defeats Yashirobee. Well done, Yamcha. And it's now Tien versus Goku, and Goku still defeats him. Piccolo beats Yamcha. Don't worry, Yamcha will get his own video. Yamcha has his own timeline, and I think Goku wins the 23rd tournament. Now that Chi-Chi and Goku still get married, and that is it for this video. I think I was watching. This is how I think it would go. So now there'll be a very different change when we get into Z in the next video. And yeah, peace forever.